once again. Our next panel, we're talking about what I refer to as financial self-defense, foreclosure judo. What to do once you're in foreclosure, okay? It's not something we want to have happen, but if it happens, what do you do? All right, a few simple steps. Conduct an honest, no BS assessment of your income and expenses. Okay, this is not the time to be optimistic. Be realistic. Even if you can afford the monthly mortgage payments, if your house is seriously underwater, you need to think about the long-term value implications of staying there. On a practical level, things like school-age children, staying in that school district, and this is especially true in areas like Naperville, Plainfield. These are very good school districts. People want their kids to stay in those school districts. So they certainly don't want to leave if it involves, if it involves pulling the kids out of school before the end of the year. I mean, even if it is at the end of the year, they want consistency for their children, which we can all identify with. And then finally, you have to ask yourself, are you interested in something else? Okay? Whether it's a deed in lieu of foreclosure, whether it's a short sale. At the end of the day, this is not good news, but it's a reality. Look around any neighborhood, any middle-class neighborhood. I won't speak for the, it seems like the rich get richer, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. Look around any middle-class neighborhood, you will find one or two or three or several foreclosed homes. Good homes. Homes that you'd be happy to live in, but because they've gone through the foreclosure process, it's kind of like a tightening up. These homes are now valued at more or less what they should be valued at. Maybe one time they were valued at this much, but they're only worth this much. Well, now they're valued at what they're really worth. And you could probably move into one of those as a rental or rent to own for less than you're paying now. You stay in the same area, same school district, many times the same neighborhood. So these are the kind of questions that you have to ask yourself to get mentally prepared. Then we dive into a list of alternatives. We have your conventional sale. We have your short sale. We have your deed in lieu of foreclosure. You have your Chapter 13 reorganization. You have your Chapter 7 liquidation. Each of these things means something different, and we don't have time to go into them in detail, but the long and short of it is this. A conventional sale is what it sounds like. You're selling to somebody, you're getting rid of the mortgage, and that's just one headache off your plate. A short sale is very much like a conventional sale, except that the amount of money you're getting for the house is so reduced that it literally doesn't pay off the mortgage. Most people expect to get enough to pay off the mortgage and profit. Well, in today's market, it's not unusual. I'll take an example with real numbers. If you have a $200,000 house and a $150,000 mortgage, it's not unusual that you may have to sell the house for less than $150,000. Okay? But at the end of the day, you're getting out from under that mortgage headache. That's why it's called short sale. It's the bank that's coming up short. And again, Lonnie Miller does a lot of those. And maybe I'll get him up here at some point to talk about that. There's the deed in lieu of foreclosure, which is very interesting. It simply means taking the deed to your house and saying, okay, you take this, I'll be going now. You give them the deed, which is what they get at the end of the foreclosure process. You give it to them and you say, okay, I just saved you, 2 years in court, and now I'm off. Maybe you got transferred for work, maybe you got a job somewhere else, whatever. These last two, Chapter 13 and Chapter 7, obviously these are species of bankruptcy. And many people are afraid of the B word, which I understand. But the reality is the bankruptcy law, which is a federal law, it exists for a reason. It exists because sometimes circumstances overwhelm common sense and overwhelm your ability to work. Chapter 13 reorganization and Chapter 7 liquidation are areas I've been working in especially heavily for the past 10 years. And I can tell you, they work. They can work to help you pay off the mortgage, pay down the mortgage, get rid of a second mortgage permanently. This is something that you cannot do any other way, and keep the house. Like I said, we don't have the time to go into them in detail, but these are very real possibilities. Okay, This next panel I refer to as mortgage modification and other myths. It's Halloween.
I stopped.
Okay, thanks.